to know what constitutes an appropriate earmark request.
Emergencies would be appropriate, national emergencies. Not many more. Transportation, possibly in emergency cases. I would say that a proper earmark would be a transportation facility that enhanced the country's ability to provide transportation as a whole for the general economic good of the country. General welfare. You know what general welfare means? It means everyone. It doesn't mean specific welfare. We should never have an entitlement that is a specific welfare program for one group, one entity, or anyone else.
What would you vote for? Would you vote for a bill that was very unpopular with your constituents?
Yes. Yes. And I'll follow up that question. I told you I was a student. I'm not ever going to pretend to know all the answers. Okay? When I don't know something, and by the way, I've studied a lot, so a lot of these questions, not specific questions, but in this area, in this realm, I have studied. And I've spent a good deal of time doing it. And Mark Levin's book, interestingly, is a rehash of many things that I've read in the past, so it actually became difficult for me to read because I've read Hayek, I've read Smith, I've read Sowell, Thomas Sowell, wonderful man. Can't think of the other authors, but I'm well read in those areas. But there's going to be things I don't understand. I'm pretty good at sciences. I mean, I have a decent background in Washington University in St. Louis, great science background, a great understanding of scientific principles. However, there's things that you're going to be able to teach me, that people will teach me, and that's where a town hall meeting, yeah, I could be educated on something that I don't know. And so my convictions will always be principle among them. For the fundamental issues in my principles and convictions, it would be very hard to move me. When it comes to issues of the Constitution and its defense, boy, I'll tell you, you'd have a heck of a time moving me off of those things. You know, but when it comes to an issue of science in an area that I don't know, maybe a physics issue, something I should have understood that I didn't know, yeah, I'll certainly entertain educating me. That I would appreciate.
Well,
okay, sure.
This is a sensitive issue, especially with me and a lot of us, I think, on Himes in particular, voting for takeover of health care, for instance. You know, the majority of his constituents say no, so what can you think of that would be an example that you would vote for that your constituents were majority against?
I believe in a representative democracy. Representative democracy means that you elect me. And in that case, I must say, healthcare is not about healthcare, it's about power and power grab. We have a wonderful healthcare system. If you ask me my core issues to move off of a core issue, a foundational issue that I have, I can't move. And I hope that you respect the position that this country was founded and you electing me as your representative, and that you believe that I have the convictions to protect and defend this nation, to protect and defend the Constitution. Those are the foundational issues that you'd be electing me to do. If you did that, you would get the strongest soldier, the strongest warrior that you could ever elect. With more specificity, maybe I can answer that question. The healthcare wasn't it. That's clearly an indefensible anti-Constitution act and must be stopped in all ways, and we must continue to try to stop that.
So you're willing to be kind of a pariah among your colleagues if you're there, they say, hey, you got to work, we got to compromise here and there to get things done. You're willing to just, you know, have them, a lot of them hate you?
I'm here because I'm afraid of people that are moderate. A moderate to me is a person that lacks convictions. A moderate is a person that doesn't understand his own convictions or doesn't understand the correct convictions. And it seems to me that we've handed our country over to people like Barack Obama And it's been done not by the Democrats. They wanted this. It was done by moderate Republicans. This wishy-washiness that it's indefensible, undefinable positions. You know, one day you're here, one day you're over there. Where is the line? I'm a 50-year-old man. I am an athlete. I'm a very confident human being. I will stand firm against anyone. Anyone. No one will move me off of my convictions. I do not care who it is.
What is your opinion of czars being named without vetting or oversight by Congress?
I believe that Barack Obama is extending his powers with all of these czars. I believe that the Congress should try to reel him back in some way. Congress does have a role to play in this, and should have a role to play. But frankly, when you have an overwhelmingly liberal Democratic Congress and Senate, there's just no restraints. The man is out of control, and there's very little we can do about it at this point. If you elect me, you will get an individual that will fight to stop that madness. And by the way, it is yet another example of the expansion of government that must be stopped. All of these czars are highly paid, and they have departments that are highly funded. And we did all that without any debate, discussion, unilaterally.
Thank you.